if you are watching this, maybe you're in your 40s, you're in your 50s, you'll be like, oh damn, I'm in my 50s already. Time's already gone. Yes, time is already gone. The best time for you to have invested was yesterday. The next best time is now. Welcome to another episode on the Management Desk. I trust you are doing well. If you are, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be glad to hear that you are doing well. So today I have someone with me, a very good friend of mine who is with one of the reputable investment companies in Ghana, and we are talking about why you should invest early. I'm sure if you've heard anything about financial independence, you might have heard that you need to invest. There's no doubt about that, but why can't I wait till retirement? Let's get right into today's video. You're welcome to the Management Desk. How you doing?
I'm very well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Charlie, it's good to have you. Anyway, so guys, for those of you who don't know him, could you just introduce yourself and then we'll get to this topic.
I'm Kweku Boating. I'm an investment banker.
Okay.
I give financial advice to companies and individuals.
Right, so basically, I mean, he works with one of the reputable investment companies in Ghana, and so there is more to learn. So let's get straight into today's video. As what are we doing?
So today we are talking about why you should invest early.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Why you should invest.
I mean, I'm very much interested. I don't know about you, but guys, before we go into the details, I want you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet, and make sure you turn on the notification so you don't miss any of the videos I'll be posting. I mean, on this channel, we'll be giving you relevant and practical financial information to help you in your personal financial decisions as well as your businesses. So if you're in for that, make sure you do just that, because it helps, it motivates us to do more content of such type for you. So this topic is quite interesting because I feel, I mean, why not wait? I mean, I have more years to work, and for someone like me who is in probably my 30s, or I mean, why is it important to start?
Okay, all right. So for one simple fact, that is the time value of money.
Okay.
Time value of money. It's so important. The time value of money.
If you say time value of money, I mean, what are you talking about?
What am I talking about? Okay, so let me make it very practical.
Okay.
So let's say you give me 500 cedis right now. And I tell that, I'll give you to you maybe in 3 years time, and I'll add an extra 50 cedis for your troubles. Is it a good deal?
Well, guys, I mean, you can let me know if it's a good deal in the comment section, but for me, I believe to wait for 3 years and just get 50 cedis, I mean, it's a no-go.
Yes. So now you have answered my question. The time value of money, simply because a cedi today is worth more than a cedi tomorrow.
Okay.
So you are giving me 500 cedis now. I'm even topping up with 50 cedis in 3 years, but here you are saying that no. Why? Because it's not the same value.
Of course.
So that is one main reason. Time value of money. The one trick about investment is it's not necessarily about the amount you start with. The amount plays a role, yes, it does, but it's not the whole picture.
Okay.
If you start early, it's much easier. I remember some time ago you mentioned you wanted to hit 1 million cedis. Let's look at practical examples. So let's look at a person who is 50 years, 10 years to retire, a person who is 40, and a person who is 30. Very good. If these people were to
start investing now,
want to hit 1 million cedis, they're not saving towards 1 million cedis.
Okay, so if I want to start
forever,
let's say zero.
Yeah, zero.
Let's say we are both starting on the level ground.
Good.
We all don't have any amount.
So I'm making some assumptions.
Okay.
One assumption is my interest rate. I'm assuming an annual rate of 15%.
15%. Okay.
Over the period of the
years you have to retirement. Okay.
Good. So for the person who is 50, that person has 10 years to retire. Right? Good. So to hit 1 million cedis, that person would have to put down 3,846 cedis.
Wow.
To hit 1 million cedis.
That's if you have 10 years to do that. You need about 3,800. Guys, that's a lot of money. I don't know how many of you can part with that amount right now. Because, Charlie, wow.
Yeah. You
Okay,
see,
so
good. But however, the person will hit.
that target, okay.
You will hit that target, which is, I mean, $1 million, not bad. Even granted, the value will not be what we see now, but I mean, still, it's better. Okay, so now let's look at 20. So 20, that is times 2.
Okay,
so you would think that what maybe
so probably, let's say for someone who is, let's say, around 40 years
40 years
and has like 20 years to retire.
good. So
Okay.
maybe the person will have to pay less, 1,500 or something like that.
Yeah, like maybe for me, I am thinking that if someone who has 10 years is doing like 3,800, for someone who is doing 20 years, maybe if you do the math, maybe just half of it. Or
Half of it, yeah, good, yeah, but with investment, it's not the same. The person would have to pay 762 cedis.
oh my God, 760
762
two cedis.
Yeah.
So within 20 years, and then
20
you will
years,
to
that
also hit
person
the
will
target
hit.
of.
Yes, that person will hit that million cedis.
Wow.
Now,
But wait, why is that the case? Because I also feel with just 762 cedis, even if you had to do maybe a year or even in 20 years, it shouldn't be so. But I hear you also, the last time you were also talking about what we call compound interest.
yes, exactly. That's of compound interest.
Oh, okay. But for a lay person, how do I get to understand compound interest?
So compound interest simply is when your interest is also giving you interest.
Okay.
The interest that you have accrued is also giving you interest. Your principal is already giving you interest, and right now your interest is also giving you interest.
So
there's the power of compounding.
So if I understand very well, guys, it means that over time, if you factor in the time value of money and with the activity of compound interest too, you are likely to hit that target that you are talking
Exactly.
about.
It's not like you're likely you will
hit.
Maths don't lie. You know that. Maths don't lie. So now for someone who is 30 years,
Okay, let's do 30 years.
that person will simply have to pay 179 cedis.
Oh, Charlie, 179. This one, there, bundle money. See the way, Charlie.
Simply bundle money.
Wow, because
Simply bundle
I
money.
believe most of us even spend more than 179 on internet bundles, especially if you find yourself in Ghana where, or in Africa where bundles are quite expensive. I mean, you can be sure to spend more than that. So you're saying that with this, in 30 years, I'll be able to.
You will hit 1 million cedis.
Hey, Charlie. Wow.
It's that simple.
Wow.
So that is why it's important to start early.
Okay.
That's why it's imperative to start early. You don't wait. Don't wait till you are in your 50s and you're earning 15,000, 20,000 before.
And I'm sure at that time too, you would have a lot of responsibilities. Maybe the more you are growing, you have children, you have family.
Your kids are older. Right now, they're not coming to ask for Cerelac money. They're not asking for iPhone and things.
Oh yeah.
So like, Daddy, I need an iPhone. Daddy, I need this.
Even the small ones are asking for iPhone. How much more? Okay. Wow. So hey, it means, guys, your telco is probably making $1
million off you alone.
Yes. If you look at it in the next 30 years, they are probably going to make. So look at the number of people who are all on these networks and calculate the amount of money the telcos will probably make. So it means that for me, I also feel this is an indication that it's very doable. It's something that we have to set our minds to, because when my bundle I exhaust my bundle. Nobody prompts me to recharge and do another bundle for me. So guys, I believe it's very doable. Okay, so apart from the time value of money that you've also talked about, and the fact that compound interest come into play to help us, What else again? What reason, apart from these things, what reasons do you think we still have to consider before?
Yeah, and okay. So one thing about it, one thing is, if you start early, it makes life a whole lot easier. I mean, just imagine you are 30, you are settled and all that, and you start investing towards your retirement. You are doing what 179. Chances of you even increasing that amount as you grow, it's very high. Meaning that you are even hitting your goals quicker. Okay. And you don't have a lot of burden on you because it's less. Okay. So it's much easier other than you waiting till you are 50 and you are paying, you are doing this, you are doing that. And maybe in your 50s you may not be driving
a smaller car too. You might want to drive the Land Cruisers and
exactly,
and that one to increase your cost anyway, the cost of maintenance and all that.
Exactly. So it's just it's much easier if you should start now. As you said, it is simple bundle money for you to hit a million. So you have no excuse to turn 60 and you're not going to use your kids as your retirement fund. That I make sure we'll see if you feel.
So I mean, well, guys, and that thing, we can't really fault our parents and our people for it. It's something that for me I feel it was inherited from our forefathers, and they have the attitude of making their children their assets, more like cash generation.
They are assets.
Yes, I'm not. I mean, we are assets to our parents, but then the fact is that most of our parents would overly rely on you, and it makes it more difficult to get certain things in life, especially if you start out life fresh and then you have to take care of your siblings, you have to take care of your parents, you have to do so many things. So guys, for me, I think it's even better to start now so that you don't miss the opportunity to get something for yourself during retirement, or I mean in future, because with all these responsibilities around, it will be very difficult to save a huge sums of money. I mean, that one is very, very realistic.
And I believe you don't want to turn 60 and when you call your kids, they're like, Papa will call hard.
In fact, you know, what if at that age they don't even have a job to do? Exactly. What will you say? I mean, so the future is uncertain.
Yeah, and but then if you are financially independent, by 60, at 60 you have a million cedis in your account, which is also growing, giving you interest. Your SNIT comes in, your tier 2 comes in. Your grandkids will always love to see you. They'll be calling you, they will not be calling you Nana. They'll call you Granddaddy, Grandmommy, Grandma, Granddad. Yeah, because when they come, you have something for them. Your kids even visit you more. You don't go and visit. They visit you more.
Charlie, guys. I mean, we don't have to make the mistakes our parents or some of our parents have actually made. I mean, it's obvious that this is going to go a long way to help all of us. So at this point, if you still haven't subscribed to the channel, I will entreat you to do so, because there is a lot of relevant stuff coming your way in the coming weeks and the years ahead. And so make sure you hit on that subscribe button and like. Make sure you also turn on notifications so that you don't miss any of the videos. So the final thing, what else do you think is or what reason do you also have for?
So one last thing I would want to add is when you start early, you have a lot of years ahead of you.
Okay.
So you can take on more risky investments.
Okay.
And you know, one thing about investment is risk comes with
the
rewards.
Or the rewards,
Yeah, with risk comes with reward. Your investment may not always necessarily pay off. So if you are the investment that you can do between 30 to 40, even though some may turn out bad, chances of you recouping whatever you invested and making astronomical returns is higher than someone who would do it in his 50s 50 to 60, the person might end up having a heart attack.
Oh, yeah.
We are all in this country. We are not going to mention any names here.
Yeah, but
we all know some investment that came up over the past 5 years.
Yeah, and they've all gone down the drain. Yeah.
I think about and when we heard people were dying, they were all old people. They were all old people.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with the fact that people would refer to these people that they were greedy. They were not greedy. They want to take that risk because of the potential returns it offers.
Yeah, and I know some of them also profited because they are colleagues, friends of mine who also did it. So I mean, well, the message is clear. It's very, very clear.
Of course. So for someone like me, I'm not that young, neither am I that old. We fall within that perfect middle. We fall within that perfect middle. If you have to take on any risky investment, chances of we recovering is much higher. I'm not going to get a heart attack. I'm not going to cry.
Of course, and that would
I'm just going to cry. Go to church and pray. But for someone who is in his 50s or getting close to his 60s, chances of the person ending up in the hospital is much higher. And your hospital too is not free.
Charlie, yeah, it's true. Like you've lost your investment and you go to the hospital and then the bill comes in, you might end up dying as well. And then the burden comes onto your parents or your relatives as well.
Your kids or something.
For me, I believe it makes quite sense. It makes very, very good sense. Okay, so any final words before I leave you?
So as we said, so basically what today we'll be speaking about why you should invest early, the numerous benefits that we have. So if you are watching this, maybe you're in your 40s, you're in your 50s, you'll be like, oh damn, I'm in my 50s already. Time's already gone. Yes, time is already gone. The best time for you to have invested was yesterday. The next best time is now. Start now. Draw your plan. Realistic targets, set realistic targets, and start.
Yeah, Charlie.
Start now.
This is amazing. So the best time, guys, the best time to start investing was yesterday. But if you are alive to watch this video, you know that you have an opportunity to make a difference in your life as well. Start now, or you end up regretting. Thank you so much for watching. This is the end of this. In fact, if you want a second episode, or if you have any question, I'll be very glad to have them. Make sure you put them in the comment section below, and we'll get time for you to we'll make time to answer all your questions as well. Thank you so much for always coming around. Most importantly, if at this point you have still not subscribed to the channel, please do so, because it motivates us to also give you more relevant content. Thank you. Share to all your friends, share to everyone if you have any loved ones around, and we'll be glad to see you again. See you in my next video, and thanks for watching.
All right.